So in this tutorial we're going to look at web hosting, and the start point for this is in Blackboard. If you click on the link to web hosting start page, it'll take you through to the landing page for 000webhost.com, and you can look down and see basically what they're offering. They have a free hosting service, which is what we're going to use for this exercise, and then they have a premium hosting for $4.84 a month. So you can see it's not terribly expensive to host a website, and it's really quite interesting what we do get with even the free hosting site. So I'm going to go ahead and order myself a free hosting, and we'll proceed with filling out the form. Now, the first thing that they want to know is, do we have our own domain name, which we've registered with a domain registration organization. For this exercise, we haven't. So we're going to use what's called a subdomain of their site 90.com. So I'm going to say Dr. Ken is what I would like my site to be called. I'm going to fill out my name and email and put in a password, and then type in the numbers that I see in this photograph. I'll then agree to the terms of service and create my account. So I've finished typing in my details. There's the 407, and I'll just create my account. And so it's the status at the moment is waiting for email confirmation. So over in my mail reader, I find my mail from webhost.com, and I can click into this long link here to send my confirmation email. So my site is now confirmed and the status is building. So it's taken about 3 minutes, and I now find that my status is active, and I have these actions here. I can go to the website builder or go to the control panel. I can also go to the site. So before anything else, let's just open the site and see what's there at the moment. So it says, welcome to Dr. Ken. Your website is up and running, and it tells me that this is the current default page and gives me a warning there about not doing anything that's a scam or doing any hacking or anything else malicious, or they'll close me down, which is fair enough. So just to be clear, we've got two domains that have been created for us here. One is drken.site90.com, which is my public site, and the other is at members.webhost.com, and I get there through the login, and this is my control panel where I can control things about my website. So I'm going to go right ahead and click on the control panel and I see I have a bunch of stuff here: main menus, domains, sponsors, setting up email, and the one that's interesting for us at the moment is the FTP, because it's with the FTP, the File Transport Protocol. That's how we're going to send our Salon site up to our web server, our web hosting server. So click on the FTP details. Now you can see I have three important things here. One is the Dr. Ken site. One is the FTP username. The FTP password is my login password for my O host. And the folders to upload files to is public.html. And we're going to use all of those in Dreamweaver to set up our site. So in Dreamweaver, if you were following the Salon exercise, then chances are you've set up a Salon site. Now if we go to the Salon site and manage that, you can see that I've set up this site with the name of Salon pointing to a folder where I've put my Salon files, my HTML files, my external CSS file, and my image files. So that's set up locally on my machine to know where the Salon folder is. What I haven't yet done is set up the server, and now that I have a server, I can do that. So under servers for site setup for Salon, I'm going to hit the plus key and add a server. Now the details for my server come from my new site here, hostname drkensite90.com. That's actually the FTP address. I'm going to call this, the server name, just Dr. Ken is fine. The username, let's see, that was in there as well. It's a bit of a strange one. That's my FTP username. The folder to upload to is public Salon, public HTML, and the password was what I put in before. When that's done, we can test it. We just do a test. Fingers crossed, and oh, what just happened? It finally says Dreamweaver connected to your web server successfully. So that's how I know that those details are all working. So I'm going to go save, and I've now got servers set up for my Salon site. So now with the Salon site set up with the local and the server access set up, I can connect to the remote server, and Dreamweaver, depending on how fast your connection is, will make a connection, an FTP connection to the remote server. And then you can see something really nice with this button. You can actually see the files that are in your Salon site on your local machine and the files that are in the folder on the remote server. So what I want to do is basically take all of these and upload them. So that will take a minute. So eventually it did complete the task and had no problems uploading files. So all of the files from my local site are now up on my server, including two that I don't actually need, but I'm not deleting them at the moment. What I'd like to do is go over to my browser and just refresh my site, and let's see what we get. So here's my site. Now it's not local, it's coming from the internet. Everything should be there and working exactly as it worked in my local version. So the last thing to say is when you're connected to both a local and a remote server, just remember that you have two versions that you need to keep synchronized. In Dreamweaver, that's fairly simple. If we were still working on this and wanted to put in some new text goes here, then remember the normal save. We save it here. It's saved in my local version, but don't forget we need to then put that onto the server. Should the dependent files be included in this transfer? No, I haven't changed anything that requires a dependent file. I don't want to upload the images again or the CSS again, so no, I don't need to upload anything except the actual HTML file. It's done that now, and it's always good to just from time to time check it by refreshing. This is not updated, but if I update it now, there's my new text coming from the server.